My dead baby boy. My dead baby boy. My young boy died out of a rare heart disease, and the doctors told us that young children like my boy are very prone to rare diseases. My boy's heart had just simply stopped. Me and my wife are very wealthy and are also part of the upper-class neighborhood in the hierarchy table. We have our own private cemetery grave where my boy will be put in a stone coffin but not buried under soil. Me and my wife will also be buried in that cemetery as well when our time will come, so we can be a family again in the afterlife. The private cemetery is in our very large garden, and some of my grandfathers are resting in a stone coffin as well, like my dead boy. My wife, though, struggling with the loss of her first child, is now struggling with deep depression and insanity. I try my best to help her and comfort her, but she is very random now and I do not know what to do. I do not believe in psychiatry and I have faith that we will both fight through this hard time. Things started getting weird when one cold night time, my wife suddenly got out of bed and got a hard hammer from the kitchen and ran to the cemetery where our boy is laid down in a stone coffin, and she breaks the stone coffin. I run after her, and when I saw me dead baby boy again, I swear he had grown a little taller. I started crying when I saw my dead baby boy again, and I took the hammer off from my wife's hands, and my boy needed to be put into a larger stone coffin and back into the cemetery. I would have locked the cemetery back up, but my wife would have gone insane knowing that we have locked up the private cemetery where our dead boy is in. She did it again though. She got a hard hammer from the kitchen and ran through the cold night and into the cemetery and smashed into my dead boy's stone coffin, and when I laid my eyes again on my dead boy, he had grown a little taller and his knees bending as he didn't have much room. I took the hammer off from my wife and I warned her if she did this one more time I will lock up the private cemetery and she won't be able to go into it anymore. She ignored me, and when she did the same thing, my dead boy had grown into a dead man, and I watched and groaned in horror and my wife screaming in insanity. We put our dead boy in a larger stone coffin and we locked up the cemetery for good. My wife being so determined to get back in, she found a way to cut through the lock and padkey, and when she went in this time, our dead boy had grown too tall this time and had broken through the stone coffin. So I had my dead boy cremated and my wife is now in care for her insanity. R.I.P. my boy.